Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Spirits and Ghost Stories. I'm your host, Thomas Aarons.
And I'm Carly Bird.
Week 52. Week 52 celebration. And as you know, we went week 52. And where are you staring at? Carly, where are you staring at? Like, you're looking at... No, you got to look at me. Like, what the hell? You're looking at ADHD woman again. My God. Guys, I promise you, she's on the medication. I really promise you. But we did it 1 year, actually. I know, they don't... Well, I guess they know that now because we're live. We've actually made it 1 whole year, which is quite amazing because I could have sworn that she would have killed me by now. As my mic just drifts out of the way of it. So I'm like,
That's the world telling you to stop talking.
Week 52, everyone.
And guess what? Nothing still works. And we're still doing this, which is quite crazy. And we have a really, really cool week ahead of you guys. We will be dropping probably 3 episodes this next week, including this, whatever the hell you want to call whatever this is.
Within 1 week.
Yeah, 3 episodes within
Well, you
1
got to
week.
make up for the weeks that you missed and disappointed all the fans.
We did 53, which I know it was a little weird. We did 53 before 52. That's because we have this big shindig that's going on tonight. Basically, we are going to be drinking a bunch of drinks, and we have some special guests, including this guy right here. His name is
Seth Garland.
Seth Garland is in the house. And I know I hyped him up, and everyone's like, who the fuck is Seth Garland?
You kept talking about this special guest you're going to have on the show. Not that we've I guess we have kind of mentioned you and Kayla. And we actually posted a couple
Thank you,
pictures
Linda.
of you on our Instagram last year whenever we went to go visit you in Ohio. So we did talk about that a lot in our episode.
I do feel special then.
It was really good times.
For all of our fans to know exactly who you are.
Where is Kayla? That is a good question. Kayla right now is in Ohio. She actually has to work. That's kind of their arrangement. She works full time. He gets to weightlift. And, that's a pretty good, reasonable thing. Actually, he's a full-time school student. So that works out really well. Luckily, she doesn't know how to use social media, so she won't be able to hear anything that I have to say, though she probably could just watch it on the replay. So never mind. We got a really, really cool night planned. We have this little live stream, which is more of a shindig. This is not really an episode per se. I'm still going to post it as one because of the algorithm. But then we have 2 really cool episodes dropping, which will be a special deal with Seth and including Matt Caslin, who will be coming down. He's got some really good input, let's say, into the stories that will be told tonight. And we're going to break that up into 2 specials. And then Carly and I will have another episode dropping. That'll be our celebration of 52 weeks as well. So it's basically in episode 52 broken into like part 1, 2, and 3. Because otherwise it'd probably be like 5 hours long. No one's going to want to sit through that one episode.
People do it on Joe Rogan's, and he's
Do I look like Joe Rogan, though? Honestly?
I mean, if you shave the head.
This is probably true.
I think a little more testosterone like he does, maybe.
I'm getting slimmer.
Whatever your vision is, we will follow.
The way she said, I do not beat her, by the way. Just wanted to get that out there.
That's a lie. I've been behind the scenes now. That's exactly what happens right before they go live.
That really is. So let's ask our one fan. Good question here. Kayla is not here. All right, answered that question.
We have 2 viewers right now.
We have 2 viewers. Whoever the other person is, please drop on.
We know Linda Aarons is viewer number 1. We would love to know who you are, number 2. Send us a message. Tell us who you are. Tell us what you want to see tonight. Because,
what if it's wow. Just turn them away.
Absolutely.
You made them
And then
nervous.
I got a great message. We'll bring this up on the show because it'll be a great reaction.
Oh boy.
Yeah, because I'm going to edit most of this out. I just got offered to ride on Bomb Squad at MA5.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. I don't have a horse.
You don't have a horse.
Can we go back? How do you edit out a live stream if they're watching it live right now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess you're editing it out for everyone else who's not viewing.
So
right
basically, what I can do is take it off. Yeah.
Viewers are
Oh
up.
crap! It's Linda. Thank you so much, guys.
Not here, Carly.
So yeah.
What?
So here's the issue. For my graduation present, I'm allowed to get the Rodecaster Pro, which has 4 hookups to do a live stream. What I'm using right now only has 2 mics, and so Carly's been talking to a mic that doesn't exist right now.
Shut the front door.
So you probably should.
What the hell?
That probably could help too. Yeah. So 5 seconds. Carly.
What?
So hand that thing right back there to Seth real quick. Perfection. Seth, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well.
I've known him for a while. I think I was about 16. He was about 9. Makes it sound...
Doesn't sound creepy at all.
It doesn't sound creepy at all, but listen, I'm not a Catholic, so it's quite all right. I'm actually an atheist, I think. I'm nostalgic.
I'm pretty sure
not
you're
nostalgic.
Catholic.
What is not nostalgic? Agnostic, not nostalgic.
You're not nostalgic, which is why our friendship means nothing.
That'd be a great religion. What do you? What's your religion in the old days? Just always look back.
I feel like that's how most people feel right now.
Always look back fondly on things. Oh my god. So yeah, he's going to be telling some stories tonight. Probably on live stream number 2. We're going to do, or upload number 2. I don't know what the hell you want to call it right now. But again, I'll probably scrub all this right now. Glad the audio sounds really good. Linda, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We're going to tell our first story of the night here. It's a super quick one, just for me to get all the jitters out before Matt brings all the rum. And then, guys, listen. For the people that are watching this live stream, I will be drinking rum. I don't drink rum very much. I drink a little bit of tequila, and that's about it. And so that's all I drink. Me drinking rum, I probably am not going to be able to get through this like without an error. So please.
So status quo?
Yeah, status quo. So keep track at home. So if you want to get shit-faced, just every time I have a grammatic error, never mind, you probably would die.
All your viewers will die of alcohol poisoning.
Can I go to prison for that? The Tide Pod challenge, like if you do a Tide Pod challenge type of deal and you like encourage people and people get hurt, are you accountable for their stupidity?
I think they can at least make a case, because there is that case of the girl who like encouraged her boyfriend or something to commit suicide, and he did, and she's being like charged for it somehow. I'm sure it's like some degree of manslaughter. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
So I did hear about that, believe it or not. I was like, this podcaster I listened to, just Time Suck, he did like cults, and like this one cult, long story short, she would encourage people to kill themselves after taking a light insurance policy. And she talked about that case. He talked about that case where it's like, yeah, this guy was very suicidal. And I have a very dark sense of humor. And I thought it was hilarious because like some of these text messages he would read from their conversation, be like, I think I want to kill myself. And she's like, yeah, do it. And it's just fucking hilarious because I could be in a relationship like that where I'm like, listen, yeah, okay, fine. And so I am so unwilling to break up with you. I'm just going to encourage you to kill yourself because it's just a lot easier for me to deal with. In a dark sense, I kind of get that. I know you're like, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole with you, but we've all been there. You're with somebody that's really annoying, and you're like, really wish something would happen to him. But imagine being in a relationship that's so bad.
Now.
Yeah, that too. Anyway, so first story that comes for us right here is a fun little short one that we're going to give a little backup for. Carly, talking to that dead mic real quick. What do you know about witches? No one can hear you.
Ghost mic.
I know.
Everyone over there's like, that's like a Muppet talking. There she is again. I can't hear you.
I
I'm holding a damn ice cream cone for
know. I know that witches are super duper creepy and old, and they have long fingernails and big old noses with warts.
We love you, Julie Garland. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure a lot of people who practice like the Wiccan religion are probably going to take offense to your description of witches.
Big noses and warts.
I don't think they all have those.
Anyway, so basically from my notes right here, and guys, if this seems like really polished notes, like, wow, he really did this again? No, I didn't. I just saved most of my notes for all the episodes. So this is really Appalachian Witchcraft 101. So really the big history with witches in general is it really comes back from ancient Celtic lore in Middle Eastern Europe. Wow, I'm already right there. In the Middle Ages of Europe, where you had the really big concentration of the Celts. Then with Roman expansion all the way up through into Gaul, it really pushed the Celts out, and that made their last bastion Israel, Ireland. That's completely different. That's going to be a fun fucking movie, though, by the way. This is normal, by the way, where it's all scattered all over the place, guys.
I've seen the episodes.
Yeah. So anyway, case in point here is the Celts. They were the primary religion, primary people of Europe. Their last bastion was Ireland. With that came this real sense of naturalism to the world and this idea of your elders and their importance, and especially how women are connected to the magic realm. This was really shown out really well in the Northmen, where it showed that women's power was not only their intelligence, but their connection to magic. I think there was 2 main women really in that episode, which is the broad that he banged. That I know that's going to be her name.
I guess I was in the movie
because he's seen it. You guys have both seen it technically, but anyway, she actually had witchcraft, and then the old witch that took the guy's tear, which I think is the Witch of Death. I think what it was. So women have always had this sense of magic, and one conversation we had at dinner tonight was how women, as Seth was saying, by the way, women don't live long, which is crazy because when you're married, men just can't wait to die.
Not what I said. I want to scratch that from the record, sir. No, what I was saying, and again, this I believe I read it somewhere, so don't trust everything I've read said. But it's that women who live past a certain age, then their life expectancy is greater than men. So, like, men in general would have a longer life expectancy, but for women who live past a certain age, they're more likely to surpass the life expectancy of men.
So the opposite of what Tommy just said.
Exactly, guys. Adderall is really important for the people that do it. Make sure you medicate your kids if they need it. And so what happens if you always have women dying? When you get women that actually live to a certain age, you're living not only past other women, you're living past the men. You become the elder, and so women are really revered for that. And they also pass down knowledge. And it really comes down to different types of knowledge. And the knowledge that we're talking down is not the one that's actually written in the book. It's the one that is genetic or inherited knowledge from the past. Great example of this is really in biblical teachings. If you look at the Old Testament or the Quran, it's idea you don't eat pork. Why wouldn't you eat pork? Because there's a lot of diseases that come with pork if you don't eat it right. Lobster. And so the idea is like the Lord would say like, oh, you shouldn't eat that. But then if you go from like the practical truth of it, why would you say that? Well, it's because people live past that. You see how good I am at ignoring her as blast people. Like, oh, it's
impressive.
So yeah, it's like I'm reading these notes that I made, and I was like, I'm reading good. And then she's like, I'm gonna mess you up. Like, no, bitch, no, you're not mess me up.
She also just said, how many people are eating camels?
Rhinoceros.
Okay.
Are you just naming animals right now? I love that she comes.
This is animal hour for the kids right now. Carly's going to list all the animals that she can think of on it and apparently impersonate them.
I am so sorry for whoever is the one person who's watching right now.
Yeah, you just made our second viewer disappear.
A witch.
What the fuck was I talking? Oh, so different types of truths. This happens all the time. So anyway, it talks about how if you take a religion and there's actually truths built into that, and about how keeping people alive. A really big thing with Judaism is sanitation, being clean. You know, you don't shit in camp. Why? Well, it's not just because like the Lord doesn't find it like cleanliness. Like there's diseases that come with that. That was a big thing. Like certain religions, certain religions have extreme. They stick to sanitary rules. That's really high on what they do. And so one thing about heathens is the idea that they're dirty and stuff. Well, who passed that around? Well, it was the religious groups that did it. They're unclean. You have to be clean. Judaism is big about washing a lot compared to other people at the time of the medieval times, which is one reason why Jewish populations didn't have the issue with the Black Death when it happened. They're a lot cleaner society based on the religious teachings. But my point is, like, you could say on the religious side that's because of the Lord, but it's also these truths that are passed down. It's like, oh, well, when you're clean, what happens? You don't get this shit that happens to you. If you don't eat pork, these things don't happen to you. Well, the only way that knowledge is passed down is if you have older individuals to pass that knowledge down. This is where that witchcraft kind of, I'm bringing back into it, is where if you have these older individuals, and especially if you deity them, like an elder woman in a tribe that have these herbal healing, that is where this mythos of the witch actually, I think, comes from. And basically, this is what our teaching, Carly, like from Appalachian Witchcraft. What happens there? You have all these people that have that ancestry of that old magic, that old herbal healing. They go to Appalachia where you have that huge Scot-Irish heritage. You're living off the grid. And then you have these old women who still adhere to that old European structure of you have the grandmother of these families. What? They're the hierarchy. You also see this, guys, in Italian culture too. The mafia, if you ever watched The Godfather, where you have the older woman is technically the matriarch of the family. And so this idea of witches is really interesting to me because it's not just the witch. It really talks about any society in which the elder woman of the tribe is kind of like the elder or the hierarchy. And that's a long way of saying like that's where the idea of the witch comes from. And then you marry it with Catholic teachings because, as everyone knows, the Catholic Church at the time, and honestly, even today, is one of the biggest, not only organizations, but it was like the biggest religion at the time compared to that of, really, you could say Judaism, but I'd say that even took second fiddle to, I was going to say Muslimism, but that is absolutely wrong. No.
Go back to the animals.
Oh God.
Rhinoceros.
But anyway, that's why you had all the unrest in the Middle East, even before the time that we were dealing with now, is where you had all these holy wars being fought. Anyway, long story short, they wrote these epics. And the one thing they started to persecute was these other cultures. And one of that was the witch. And then over time, as you have this blend of the Catholic Church and that went into Protestantism, and you have these Christian teachings and these writings start casting these old mythos in this evil light. And this is, I think, where you get dragons. This is where you get the witches. And that gets into today's tale.
Big lizards.
Time now
They fly.
for the tale of the witch of the mountain.
Oh, somebody's here.
Hello. Go on. Your mic doesn't even work.
I know it doesn't. Hold on, I'm coming to
Chosen one.
get you.
One week
Okay.
before we were.
I don't even just fall, bro.
It's a live stream. She just leaves. It's your mom. We could just pause it. I just did all that work for no fucking reason.
That was a great history lesson. Tune in next time for the story.
1 week before. Fuck it. We're done. All right, Linda. Thank you so much and goodbye on this episode.
Bye, Linda.
I could just leave the live stream, I guess. Oh, fucking Christ. God damn it. I probably got in a rhythm too.
You didn't actually exit.
Oh, shit.